The GTI Capital Group is a learning organization. So we, jointly with Business AM newspaper, organize this monthly to learn, to interact, to dialogue on issues that also bring the financial services sector to the front, you know, that push the frontiers of success and prosperity for the industry. My name is Martin Ike-Muonso. I work for the GTI Capital Group. I am in charge of transformation and hand-holding. I'm sure you've seen our banners out there, hand-holding, and some literature that we have scribbled together. Today's session, we're going to have two segments. The first segment is going to allow the leader of the dialogue series today to finish his presentation and entertain us with all that he knows about, or that's all he can tell us about what's going to happen in the next 12 months. After that, we are going to have a panel of wise men, discussants, who are going to now tell us more and also to speak to some of the things that he has talked about. I'm not going to delay you any further. I'm going to invite Philip Isakba to give us opening remarks. That should be, we'll put 5 minutes here, but I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We started this last year, and we said the purpose of this gathering is that we think that you need people to discuss issues. If you don't discuss issues, you have no way of really getting to where you are going. The Nigerian economy has suffered a lot, and that's because some people sit up there and think they are the messiahs, or they have complete or total knowledge of what to do. Even when the private sector people who actually know what's going on, who feel the pinch of what's going on in the economy, talk to people in government, they tend not to listen. Now, as a newspaper, we think that the newspaper is a marketplace of ideas, and we must bring people who have those ideas to be able to discuss those ideas so that we can speak to authority. So it's my pleasure to welcome you, to let you know that this is something that happens all over the world. As we speak this morning, there's a dialogue going on in Davos, Switzerland, and they are talking about the global economy. When the world talks about the global economy, those of us in Nigeria must talk about the Nigerian economy. And this is our own little contribution to the dialogue. I bid you welcome, and we are going to have an interesting time. Thank you very much.
Please put your hands together for Philip. I'm also calling on my boss, Mr. Lawal Abubakar, to give us his opening remarks. Please put your hands together.
Good morning, everyone. I welcome you to GTI. This is yet another edition of the series that we have every month to put ideas, heads together to be able to mine data and try to chart a path for Nigeria. We are investment bankers. We need no introduction. And what do we do? What we do is to try to navigate in the dark. Nigeria today is termed an underdeveloped country. Is that correct? And it is our responsibility, it's directly in our hands to ensure that we change the narrative. This is simply our own contribution to the path of trying to change the narrative, or how we can move from a developing nation to a serious country. And of course, the subject we are going to be looking at today is something that is an annual ritual. As a matter of fact, it's a daily ritual that we must continue to review and look at ourselves at all times in a way such that it will enable us to navigate the kind of future that we try to create for ourselves, either as individuals, as corporates, or as a nation. And of course, a proper introduction has been done of the gentleman that's going to take us through this part today. On that note, I welcome everyone. Please feel very free. Feel comfortable. We have everything provided, and I'm sure we're going to have a very swell time today. I welcome you all.
Please put your hands together for Lawal. Well, today's event is actually for Mr. Muda Lawal, Muda Yusuf. So please put your hands together for Muda Yusuf as he comes to. You're welcome, sir.
When we look at the economy, there are different perspectives to analyzing the economy. There is the perspective of the pure economists, who will look at some data, look at GDP growth, macro stability, and so on and so forth. There is the perspective of people who are in business. The way they look at the economy is how well their businesses are doing. Are they making money? Are they able to retain the workforce? Is the business growing? Are they selling? And so on and so forth. If you talk to the man on the street, what bothers him or her is how well can I feed? How well can I have access to housing? Access to healthcare. These are the critical things that bother the average citizen. So when we are evaluating the economy, we should take all this into account. And this is also very important for those who manage the economy. Of course, they are not here. So this is like a monologue. But those are the things that matter. And that is why in economics, we talk about economic growth, we talk about economic development. Economic development touches more on the welfare of the people. And for those of us in business, our emphasis is about investment. Because when we are analyzing government policies, we are looking at the impact of policy on investment. Because it is from investment that you can create jobs. It's from investment that you can grow the revenue of government. It's from investment that you can ease or reduce poverty. It's from investment that you can create an inclusive economy. So that is a major parameter or criteria for us to analyze whatever policies government is putting in place. And of course, you have an array of policies that government put in place that you call economic policies. Of course, we go through all of that. So for the purpose of this interaction, we'll be looking at the macro level issues. We should also be discussing the sectoral issues. Then we can now reduce it to the micro level issue, to the firm level issues. That will now be for the individual companies. Because the whole idea is to be able to come up with the appropriate strategy that will fit the moment. We cannot change policy here. There's a lot of things that we cannot change. So what is paramount is to be able to design a business model that will fit the context in which you are operating as a business. There's a major failure of financial intermediation in this economy. Financial intermediation means that you have a banking system that's able to channel funds from the surplus end of the economy to the deficit end of the economy. And that is the developmental purpose of a bank. That is where a bank can serve the economy and impact on development. But that is not happening here. We have so many areas where there is deficit in terms of financing. The surplus funds in the financial system is not going to those areas. Almost 80% or more is going to purchase of treasury bills, buying bonds, and things like that. So there's a major disconnect. The banking system is not facilitating development because of the entire structure of our monetary policy. So, capital inflows of the country, you can see the structure, we have more of the portfolio. And another argument that people often complain about portfolio investment is that it is hot money. It's hot money. The time you need it is when they vanish. So it's not something that you can really depend on. So it is not a good thing to build a policy around the fact that you want to always keep portfolio investments. Of course, it benefits some investors here and there. But in terms of sustainability, stability of the economy, job creation and all of that, it can be an issue. So for you to see that the economy is diversified, it's not just about GDP. It's also about what those sectors are contributing to your revenue. It's very important. And if you really want to grow the economy, you should not just be looking at the contribution to GDP. You should also be looking at those who are giving you the revenue. So that you encourage them, you do everything so that you can get more revenue from them to support the weak areas that are not generating much revenue. But there is that consciousness is still not there. So that is again sometimes where we get it wrong. Because sometimes you say you put your money where your mouth is. If we get our policies right, our oil and gas sector can give us double the revenue we are getting from them right now. If we get our policies right, even the ICT and the telecoms, all those sectors can give us more revenue. You know? GDP growth, well, that has been a story. It has been going up and coming down. You can see the oil GDP, you can see the non-oil GDP. We were in a recession about 3 years ago. We are now back to positive growth and so on and so forth. But again, it does not mean anything to many people. You tell people we're out of recession, they tell you, and so what? Well, what is the impact? And the economy is now growing, and so what? You know? So unless we get this thing to translate to better welfare or to better business performance, you cannot be celebrating even the GDP growth. I admit that this will also, there could be a correlation, but we also need conscious policies to ensure that there is that nexus between the GDP performance and the performance of the real economy itself. Well, these are statistics. We are now at 1.81% GDP growth. That's the third quarter GDP. There's also an improvement on the quarter-on-quarter GDP growth rates. Well, these are the projections and all of that. But just as I said, these things are valuable only to the extent that they actually impact on business performance and they impact on the welfare of the people. When you compare the budget to the economy, the budget is not a big number. It's very small. The economy is about 500 or 450 billion US dollars. The budget is 24 billion. We are talking of those something around 5%. So when we put so much hope on the budget, you want to build roads, power, and all of this, that is why most times you hardly see anything tangible. And in any case, we'll be lucky if they're able to implement the budget up to 70%. Most times, particularly capital budget will be 50%. Because the resources are not there. So, we need to moderate expectations even from the budget. The other day I was looking at some of these transactions on ATM. It runs into trillions of naira. Plus ATM withdrawal, what is much more money than people withdraw. The electronic transfer platform is about 38 trillion transactions that are happening in the electronic transfer. The POS is about 1 trillion. So it shows you the amount of resources that is in the system. So there's a limit to which you can be waiting, but if somebody is maybe in the construction sector, you are building roads, you are building bridges, private individual don't build too much of bridges or build roads. So the focus has to be on the government, but that is where your business is. And you have your model of how to manage the risk of relating with government, because everything has its own peculiar risk. You know? Liquidity in FS market, the effect it has on inflation is that it affects the core inflation. Because over the last few months or years, you can see that the core inflation component of inflation is much lower than the headline inflation or the food inflation. It's because of the liquidity in FX market. Because the core inflation has to do with all this import and export. And if the liquidity is good, that component of inflation is often moderated. But for food, because of logistics, all this Boko Haram and things like that, it's affecting the food component of inflation. So the inflation is gradually moving up because of all these factors. The foreign exchange, generally it has been stable, as you all know, but again, the saving grace is still the oil price. Although I've seen some celebration around that, yes, it's because of 41 items, it's because of this and that, but I think we are just lucky that we have had good oil price and good output. That is it. It's not so much 41, or now it's 42, and I heard that they want to move it to 50, you know. So that's another model of, Nigerian model of managing foreign exchange market. Interest rate, I've talked about this. Interest rate is a big issue for us in business because of the cost of funds, because of the tenor of the funds, sometimes because of access to by small businesses. But we must acknowledge the initiatives of government in this collateral registry, at least that gives some credit record of some businesses that can be detected. There's also this mobile collateral that also has been put in place by the CBN, all this to improve access. But generally, the interest rate regime is not supportive of investment, and it's a major dilemma. And it's also creating an inclusion problem, financial inclusion problem. Because if the cost is too high, if the tenor is too short, it is very difficult to get some key stakeholders to be part of the financial system. Doing business, there has been a lot of effort on the part of government to improve the ease of doing business, the PEBEC thing and all of that. A lot of work is going on, and the Vice President, in fairness, has been doing a lot of work here. But again, it's not easy to change the bureaucracy. It's like a big elephant. People have been used to doing things for several decades. It's a very challenging thing. But some progress is being made. And some of this doing business is like the World Bank rating. I mentioned the other time that the journalist asked me, and I said that we need to check those parameters. When you have a parameter that doesn't reckon with security, security is a major factor in Nigeria, but it's not available on the ease of doing business parameter of the World Bank. What is there is ease of registering business. How many times do you register a business? You know, even things like cost of transportation infrastructure is not there. So that is why some of these international agencies, when they use a generic template for everybody, sometimes it doesn't work well. It can lead to wrong conclusions and can and also we want to address what we should be addressing in terms of problems. Rising debt, you all know the debt story. We are now at 73 billion US dollars, 22 trillion naira. Even the Central Bank of Nigeria has to also raise some caution about this debt profile. You know, so it's a major problem that we have. If you look at our budget, the budget of this 3.3 trillion, total revenue is about 6 trillion. The current spending is 4 trillion. Debt service is 2.4 trillion. By the time you add the recurrent with the debt service, all the revenue has been wiped out. So all the capital expenditure have to be funded from borrowing. So for how long can we continue to do that? Then our policies, I talked about the issue of policy, but policy is also very important. It's policy that shape investment. It's policy that determines incentives. It's policies that determine a whole lot of things as far as investment is concerned. It's not so much the money that the government puts on the table, but the kind of policies that they put on the table. So that's why fiscal policy is important, monetary policy, trade policy, investment policy. These policies are important. But most times there is no sufficient conversation around issues of policy. You know, beyond just exchange rate, MPC meeting, and so on and so forth. But in order to actually drive investments, I mean, if this is a 100 trillion naira economy, I mean, some people must be doing something. But the challenge with taxation is that there is too much focus on revenue from tax. We are not using taxes to incentivize investment. That is the major challenge. The same thing with the customs and all these important things. There's too much focus on revenue. So, and it is those who are already paying that they keep going to, they keep putting pressure on those who are already paying. You know, so that is a major issue. I've seen people pack up their business because of tax people. That their headache is too much. It's better to not forget about the business. These are also fiscal policy measures. That's what we call all sorts of levies. Sometimes you don't know where these monies end up. These are things you pay. And these monies run to billions of naira. You know, rice levy, port levy, ECOWAS levy, wheat import levy, automotive levy. Some of them are 5%, some of them are 10%. Some can be up to 15%. And they are collected at the point of entry. And the whole idea is to use those levies to develop those sectors. But whether that is happening or not, it's a different story. You know? Because if you are paying all this port levy and the port rules are what they are, the amount they have in this is enough to fix all the problems around in terms of rules. But that is often not the situation. Monetary policy, you are all familiar with all this monetary MPC meeting. We just had one yesterday, and there are familiar stories about all the CRR, liquidity ratio, and all of them. All this is to tighten monetary policy. We are always tightening. We have been tightening for the past almost 3 or more years now, just to ensure that we have exchange rate stability and so on and so forth. These are the objectives of monetary policy. These are the transmission mechanisms. If we tighten monetary policy, you have high liquidity ratio, you have high NPR. The whole idea is to reduce money supply, and invariably it increases interest rates. We want it to be expansionary, do monetary easing, but this has never happened in the last couple of years. Forex policy, there's too much focus on demand management, how to ensure that people don't buy or demand foreign exchange. So the disparity in rates and all of that, these are issues. But we are still managing to coast along because of the inflows from oil. Trade policy, I've discussed this. Auto policy, current import duty regime, exclusion 41 items, 70% tariff on medical, surgical, and dental equipment. Even recently, even solar panels. We are talking about encouraging people to go into solar. To do the tariff was increased because customers said they want to generate revenue. So how much revenue will you generate compared to the impact on the welfare of people if they can easily put solar panels and put batteries. So the whole thing is upside down. But there is nobody at the top to put clear direction as to where policy should be going. So we have silos of people not determining what to do. They say they want to raise revenue. The solar thing is so expensive now because of the duty on battery. The duty on battery is about 20 or 25%. Solar panel used to be free, it has now been increased to 10%. So these are little things that you can do to make life easier for people. You can imagine if you can afford maybe with 100,000 or even less, you can afford to buy a battery and a solar panel. Why will you be worrying about them? You are not using air conditioner anymore. You have someone who can power your fan, can watch your TV, and you carry on with your life. But all these small things also has a way of affecting the welfare of the people. Public debt, we have discussed this, becoming unsustainable. So thank you very much.
Put your hands together for Dr. Emmanuel Abolo as he comes to the again for Professor Iweriebo to also join him. Put your hands together. They're coming to the high table. And then Mr. Sonia Abayomi, the three of them are going to be at the high table.